I'm Lisa. I'm from Long Beach. I have a 1993 FXR. I think my dad got me into riding motorcycles in general because he bought my brother and I some little Kawasaki's when we were kids. But as far as Harleys, it was definitely my mom's love of the brand. This was her bike, and it stayed in the family all these years and ultimately ended up with me. She loved this bike and never wanted to get rid of it, so it sat in my brother's garage for many years getting dusty. We convinced her to send it out to us, and she knew that the goo would take really good care of it. When it was new, it was the standard black. So a woman named Dawn Holmes, who was in her pretty early 20s at the time, was painting tanks in Arizona and Colorado and painted this tank for her. All these years, it's withstood the test of time, and I get a lot of questions, a lot of compliments about it. As far as what she modified still on the bike, if we're being honest, I'm not sure much is left. You know, it was the 90s. She had tons of chrome on the bike. Everything was chrome and everything was shiny. So when all that came off, we powder coated a lot of it so that it would have more of a blacked out look. Obviously, we weren't touching the tank. It was lacking some pinstripes. So Bondo took everything and matched the pinstripe, which is kind of a flaky gold. I did change the side covers. The old ones were cracked. Put new side covers on it and heated those. My pipe is probably my favorite upgrade. It was made by Built, and I think it was probably the first thing when we got the bike that came off and back on. My motor is pretty much stock other than the EV27 Andrews cam. Carb is Mikuni 42 millimeter. The air cleaner cover is Chopper Dave's. He did that for me. I wanted the Long Beach and it turned out really good. My braking is Performance Machine all the way through. Rear suspension is K-Tech. On the front suspension, Racetech. On the bars, I've got Biltwell Murdoch pullbacks and Lucky Day bars. I do have some sentimental work boots on my bike. A close friend of ours didn't make it out of a motorcycle crash, so Yaniv from Power Plant gave me his fork boots, and I was able to put those on my bike.
My name is Jerry. I'm from Long Beach, and I have a 1993 FXR. I grew up in the off-road world, and I was on dirt bikes and three-wheelers and quads and dune buggies for years and years, and then that kind of transitioned into the street. When Lisa and I kind of got together, we had the opportunity to get her mom's bike, started building on that bike, and then she didn't want to ride on the back of the bike anymore, so I ultimately built my own Dyna, and then I sold it, which led to my current bike, which is my 93 FXR. When it came to buying my FXR, I probably went and looked at 4 or 5 of them. They were just all trash bikes. They're all beaters. They needed a lot of work. It was an FXR convertible, so it had the bags, it had the big pillow seat. Since then, it's basically transformed probably 3 or 4 times in the last 3 years. The engine, we kind of left relatively stock, but we did bore it out to an 80. We had Branch redo the heads. Andrew's EV27 cam with the 42 Mikuni. Kind of modified the Thunder header a little bit, so we gave it some ground clearance. Used the tail section just for that sound that we like with the Thunder header. I feel suspension is probably one of the most important things, so I'm running the Racetech front springs with the Speed Merchant preload adjusters. On the rear, I'm running the Öhlins piggybacks. Front braking system, I went with the Tokiko calipers and the Willwood disc brakes along with the Behringer hand controls. On the rear of the bike, I've got the stock calipers and I got the Willwood rotors. You know, everybody had mag wheels and I wanted something a little bit different. I bought these through Black Bike Wheels, and then I had the gold hubs made. Went with a 19-inch up front and an 18-inch rear. I've been pretty happy with that upgrade. Power Plant 10-inch risers with their handlebars. When it came time for painting, I used Bondo out of orange. We went with the stock Harley blue color, but I wanted it a little bit different, so we darkened it up a little bit and changed the pinstripe colors to silver and the black. I'm running a JD Customs front fairing, Harley sport fender in the front, and then I have a Lopera seat